Welcome to this video in which we are going to talk about ball bearings and how it works. From a small supermarket trolley to a huge power plant, a great number of light-duty as well as industrial equipment could not function without the use of bearings in some form. The wheels of a bicycle or vehicle run freely since they are detached from the axle of the wheel by a ring containing ball bearings. No doubt, ball bearing is really an important machine component, so let's take a deeper look into it. But before going further, I will ask you guys to please like and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get the new video updates. What is a ball bearing? Ball bearings are one of the most common types of bearing classes used. It consists of a row of balls as rolling elements. They are trapped between two metal pieces. These metal pieces are known as races. The inner race is free to rotate while the outer race is stationary. Before going further, let me explain to you guys about the axial and radial loading and the difference between them so that you can understand the function and the uses of the bearings properly. Let's talk about the axial loading first. You can see this is the axis of the shaft. If the load applied is along the axis of the shaft, then loading is called axial loading. You can see here the shaft axis and the load is along the same line. This is called axial loading. Now let's talk about the radial loading. If the load is perpendicular to the axis of the shaft, then loading is called radial loading. You can see the shaft axis here. The load is applied perpendicular to it. This is called radial loading. Let's talk about the working of the ball bearing. The concept behind a bearing is very simple. Things roll better than they slide. As you guys know that rolling friction is less in magnitude than sliding friction. So bearings reduce friction. Let's talk about the main parts of the ball bearings. Ball bearings are composed of four main parts. Two races, which are also called rings, the rolling elements, which are balls here, and the ball separator, which is also called as retainer. So the four main parts are two rings, the rolling elements, and the ball separator. The main purpose of the bearing is to prevent direct metal-to-metal contact between two elements that are in relative motion. This prevents friction, heat generation, and ultimately the wear and tear of the parts. It also reduces energy consumption as sliding motion is replaced with low friction rolling, as rolling friction is less in magnitude than sliding friction. Ball bearings provide very low friction during rolling but have limited low carrying capacity. This is because of the small area of contact between the balls and the races. Let's talk about the types of the ball bearings. So first type is deep groove ball bearing. This is most widely used ball bearing type. Trapped between the two races is a ring of balls that transmit the load and allows rotational motion between the two races. The balls are held in place by a retainer. They have very low rolling friction and are optimized for low noise and low vibration. This makes them ideal for high-speed applications. Second type is the self-lining ball bearings. This type of the ball bearing is immune to misalignment between the shaft and the housing, which may happen due to shaft deflection or mounting errors. So this type of the ball bearing is used where there exists some misalignment between the shaft and the housings. The third type of the ball bearing is thrust ball bearings. Thrust ball bearings are special type of the ball bearings designed specifically for axial loads only. They cannot sustain radial loads at all. Applications of the ball bearings. Ball bearings are used for controlling oscillatory and rotational motion. For example, in electrical motors, where the shaft is free to rotate, but the motor housing is not. Ball bearings are used to connect the shaft to the motor housing. Other applications contain bicycles, sewing machines, washing machines, food processors, and many more. In high-speed applications, turbines, jets, pumps, compressor, etc. So in this video, we discuss the two loading types, the radial and axial loadings. What is a ball bearing? The types of the ball bearings, how it works, and its applications. If you find this video helpful, then please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And if you have something to say, then you can say it in the comment section. Thank you very much.